Alright, here you can see I got the little bracket cut out, and it's not perfect. It's not perfectly round, and some of the holes had to be to take the little round file and wallow out the holes a little bit, but you know what, first waffle. If you don't know what that means, or if you've never tried to make waffles before, usually the first one you try and make is not very good, but the second and the third one are usually much better. So this is first waffle, but I'm still going to use it. So anyway, now we just got to come over here and we'll get it all bolted up, get the whole assembly bolted together. Alright, so I went to the hardware store and got myself a little baggie of hardware here. We've got the 6 grade 8 socket cap little bolts that are going to attach the bracket to the hub and the bracket to the sprocket. So we got 6 of those. We got 3 nylock nuts, and I also got 2 set screws, 2 longer set screws. This is a really thick hub, and just like on the other all the other hubs, I got longer set screws. These are 3/4 inch, so that's plenty. That's full thread contact into the hub. So we're good there. And let's see, 3 bolts are for the hub, and then the other 3 with the nuts, the nylock nuts, go from the bracket to the sprocket. So we'll get this all put together now. Alright, and here we have our sprocket assembly all bolted together. And this is an excellent way to work with these sprockets if you don't have welding equipment. All you really need is a drill. It'd be best if you had a drill press to make sure that you get these holes going in straight, but it's not super necessary. You don't even technically need a tap to tap out these holes. It's handy, but you can just drill straight through by long bolts and some nylock nuts and just bolt it on like that. So anyway, I'm real happy I did this, so now I don't have to go back and if I want to do another sprocket change, I just have to get another sprocket. I don't have to go and buy another $12 hub. So yeah, like I said, if you don't have welding equipment, this is an excellent way to attach these sprockets. And even if you do have welding equipment, it'll save you money because you don't have to go buy multiple hubs and have multiple hub and sprocket assemblies. You just have one hub, one bracket, and then when you get a new sprocket, you drill it to match your bracket, and there you go. You're ready to go. I didn't put any, I snugged these down tight, but well, these have lock nuts, nylock nuts on the back, but these here in the middle, I snugged them down tight, but I haven't put any Loctite on them yet. I will do that eventually, but I wanted to test everything first. So yeah, we'll get the bike, and we'll get this mounted on the bike. Alright, and here's just a real quick size comparison. Over here on my left hand is the 24 tooth that we welded to the hub, and here my right hand is the new 30, I say 22 or this is 24. This new one is 32. You can kind of see how much of a difference there is there. So it should give us a pretty substantial reduction. I calculated it out to be an additional 25% reduction over this sprocket. So we'll get this one mounted on, and we'll have to cut a new chain and do all that, but we'll get it mounted onto the bike. Alright, so we got the sprocket bolted onto the bike, and I just want to make a quick point here. There's a little bit of a mistake that I made that I don't want you to make. I put this one bolt right on top of that set screw, so it makes it real difficult to get that set screw. I'm going to have to loosen this bolt, then tighten down my set screw, then come back and retighten this bolt. So when this bolt bolts the bracket to the sprocket. So when you're doing this, make sure you note where you're putting your holes so that they don't cover up either of your set screws. And you do have 2 on there. There's one right there, and then this one right here. So just you know, move your bolt up a little bit or something like that, just so it's not interfering when you're trying to get your Allen wrench in there to snug down that set screw. So just a point there. And so yeah, we got it mounted to the bike, and I got my new chain. I had to go and buy a full 10 feet of chain, but whatever. And I got it pinched here at the end, and this is the little pin that I need to grind the head off and then punch that out, and then roll it around the sprockets and put the master link on, and that should be good. So I'll get going on that, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done with this. Alright, here I got the chain cut to the length that I need, and I'll show you. It's going to be a little snug, but just about like that. It's a little too far, but the point I'm trying to make here is make sure you build in some adjustment in your engine so that you can move the engine back and forth to compensate for your chain. They do make those little half links, but I'm not a real big fan of those. I just prefer to use the master link and just have some adjustment built in to my parts. I mean, to, you know, this part that holds the jack shaft in place and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to come in here and loosen the engine bolts, and then see if we can get this chain connected. And there we go. We got the chain all attached. I'll zoom in here. Right there's the master link. So now all I gotta do is just tighten down those engine bolts again, and I think we'll be ready to take this thing for a spin. And here it is. We got the whole new sprocket assembly completed. You can see everything's bolted on. Got all the engine bolts tightened back down, and ready to take this thing for another spin. See if this new sprocket improves that shaking. So we'll clean my hands up a little bit, and then we'll fire this thing up. So it's still doing a little bit of that jerky thing, but it's not as bad as it was before. It is the clutch that's doing that, but that larger diameter sprocket that I just put on there does help a lot. The engine gets up into its RPM sooner, which allows that clutch to engage sooner as well. So it definitely dropped the speed down a little bit, but I'm going to keep running with this sprocket, and because I think it's a real good sprocket to help everything get broken in, get the engine broken in and the clutch, because those are all still effectively brand new parts. So anyway, I'll keep riding it and keep having fun, and I'll keep making videos. The next thing I got to do, of course, is make the cover for it, and I'm glad I waited. I think this is as big as I'm going to go on this sprocket. So now I can come in and make the cover, the chain shroud, and I'll be able to fit any sprocket. If this sprocket will fit in there, any of the other smaller ones I have will certainly fit in there as well. So anyway, it did help with that shaking a little bit. So anyway, it's a fun little bike, and yeah, like I said, I'll keep making videos and show you all the little modifications that I'm going to make along the way. Thanks for watching.